They told us money was freedom, but look closer. Does it free you or does it chain you? Every dollar in your pocket is not just paper, it is power. And power in the hands of a few becomes the silent ruler of society. America, the land that promised liberty, has become the marketplace where your dreams are sold back to you at a price. You work, you struggle, you sacrifice, not for your own life, but to keep feeding the very system that drains you. Karl Marx warned us, the system is designed to keep the powerful in power and the masses distracted, exhausted, and dependent. And yet, in every struggle, there is also a chance for awakening. If you see through the illusion, if you understand the truth of money and power, you will no longer be a victim of the system. You will rise above it. Marx, ChatGPT said, money is not freedom, it is the chain that keeps you bound. Think about it. From the moment you open your eyes in the morning, money dictates your choices. It decides whether you eat well or go hungry, whether you live in comfort or in constant struggle. Yet the irony is that you have been conditioned to believe money equals freedom. They have sold you the illusion that if you just work harder, if you just climb higher, if you just sacrifice a little more, you will finally taste liberty. But liberty never comes because every step you climb only tightens the chain around your neck. You rise earlier, you labor longer, you stress more. And what do you gain? Just enough to keep you alive, just enough to keep you running, never enough to set you free. Karl Marx saw this long before us. He understood that money is not merely a tool for exchange, but a weapon of control. It creates a world where the majority sweat and sacrifice to enrich the minority. A world where the worker is promised reward, but is delivered exhaustion. Look at the society around you, millions chained to debt, drowning in bills, enslaved to wages that vanish before the month even ends. And yet they tell you this is freedom. They tell you that you are lucky, that opportunity is everywhere. But ask yourself honestly, if opportunity was truly everywhere, why is the majority struggling while the minority thrives? The truth is brutal but clear. Money concentrates in the hands of the few, and in their hands it transforms into power. Power to dictate your hours, power to manipulate your desires, power to decide the value of your life. And you, the one who labors, the one who bleeds, the one who fuels the machine, are left believing that your worth is tied to a number in your bank account. But your worth has never been about numbers. It has always been about your strength, your will, your humanity. They don't want you to realize that because the moment you do, the illusion shatters. Think about how your life has been shaped by this lie. As a child, you are taught to chase grades, not knowledge. As an adult, you are taught to chase wages, not fulfillment. Every dream you have is turned into a transaction. Want to learn? Pay. Want to heal? Pay. Want to live in dignity? Pay. They have turned existence itself into a marketplace, and you are the commodity. You are the product. And yet they call this freedom. No, this is not freedom. This is the most sophisticated form of control ever designed. Marx warned that capitalism thrives on this control. It thrives by keeping you too busy to question, too exhausted to resist, and too fearful to rebel. The moment you stop chasing money, the moment you stop equating it with freedom, you begin to see through the veil. You begin to understand that true freedom is not bought, it is claimed, and claiming it requires awakening. It requires the courage to see money for what it truly is. A chain, a tool, a mask that hides the face of exploitation. The shocking truth is that you already possess the power they pretend to sell you. Your labor creates the wealth of nations. Your energy fuels the engines of progress. Without you, there is no economy, no system, no America as you know it. Yet the system convinces you that you are powerless, that you must obey, that you must comply. This is the greatest lie ever told. You are not powerless. You have always been the foundation, the creator, the strength behind it all. And once you awaken to this truth, money will no longer be your chain, but a tool you command. You will see that freedom was never in the dollar, it was always in you. The system wants you to believe you are free, but look closer. Your hours, your sweat, your dreams are traded for survival, not liberation. What they call freedom is nothing more than a contract where your life is measured in labor and your worth is reduced to production. From the very beginning, you are told that if you just work hard enough, if you dedicate yourself fully, you will rise above, you will achieve the dream. But the dream is not designed for you. The dream is a mask, a carefully crafted illusion to keep you moving, to keep you giving, to keep you believing that someday, somehow, the system will reward you. Yet, day after day, year after year, you find yourself in the same cycle, working more, earning less, and losing pieces of yourself to a machine that never stops consuming. Karl Marx revealed this cycle when he spoke of exploitation. He saw that those in power do not simply take your labor. They take your time, your energy, your spirit. The wealth of the few is built upon the exhaustion of the many. Look at the factories, the offices, the endless rows of workers trading away the best hours of their lives for wages that barely sustain them. Look at the families separated by work, the children who grow up seeing their parents too tired to live, too drained to dream. This is not freedom. This is a prison disguised as opportunity, a prison where the walls are invisible, but the chains are felt every single day. Think of your own life. How many times have you given everything, your effort, your loyalty, your time, only to feel empty at the end of the day? How many times have you looked at your paycheck and wondered how such little reward could come from so much sacrifice? This is the design. The system is not broken. It works exactly as it was meant to. Its purpose is not to liberate you, but to bind you, to ensure that your energy flows upward while your struggles remain your own. The ruling class understands this game better than anyone. They shape the laws, the culture, even the very definitions of success, so that you chase what they dangle before you, while never reaching the core of your own power. They tell you freedom is choice, but what choices are you really given? Work or starve, obey or be cast aside, struggle quietly or be labeled a failure. These are not choices, they are commands, delivered in the language of freedom, but enforced through the weight of survival. Marx warned that ideology blinds us. You are made to believe you are an individual, free to shape your destiny, while in reality, every step of your life has been designed to benefit the few who hold the power. Your education, your career, your debt, your desires, they are all shaped by the same system that feeds off your labor. And because you cannot see the chains, you convince yourself they are not there. But the truth is plain. If you must sell the majority of your waking life just to survive, you are not free. Yet within this truth lies possibility. For if you can see the illusion, if you can recognize that the so-called freedom you are offered is nothing more than survival disguised as choice, then you can begin to reclaim what was always yours. You can begin to understand that liberation does not come from the system, but from the awakening of the individual and the collective. True freedom is not about serving the machine better, but about realizing you were never created to be its servant in the first place. True freedom is found not in chasing what they promise, but in rejecting the false dream and creating a new reality. Every advertisement, every paycheck, every debt is designed to keep you chasing what you will never truly own. This is the great trick of the system. It tells you that freedom and happiness lie just one purchase away, just one promotion away, just one loan away. You are told that the house, the car, the brand, the lifestyle will finally make you whole. But the moment you reach for it, it slips from your hands, replaced with another desire, another bill, another debt. You do not own your life. You rent it at a cost that rises every day. The rich understand this game because they created it. They do not chase, they control. They do not labor, they own. You, the worker, give your time, your body, your mind, to earn wages that vanish before the month ends. Meanwhile, the ruling class profits not only from your work, but from your hunger for what they convince you to want. They sell you the illusion of success, then sell you the chains that keep you from ever reaching it. Karl Marx exposed this cycle when he showed how exploitation hides behind opportunity. The system offers you just enough to believe you are advancing, while ensuring that true power remains out of reach. Look at the culture around you. From the billboards on the streets to the screens in your home, you are constantly reminded of what you lack. They make you feel incomplete so that you will forever chase completion through consumption. Buy this, wear this, live here, look like this, and maybe you will finally be enough. But you never arrive. The system thrives on your endless pursuit, because as long as you are chasing, you are not questioning. As long as you are consuming, you are not rebelling. And what of the paycheck? That small slip of paper or digital number you wait for at the end of the month, does it free you? Or does it bind you further? Wages are designed not to liberate you, but to keep you alive enough to continue working. You give your life in hours, and in return you receive just enough to sustain another cycle. That is why you work harder, yet never feel richer. That is why you climb higher, yet remain in the same place. The system was built not for your fulfillment, but for your containment. Debt, too, is a weapon. They call it credit, opportunity, a way to achieve now and pay later. But debt is nothing more than the invisible cage that keeps you tied to the system for decades. Student loans, mortgages, credit cards, all traps that disguise themselves as pathways to success. You borrow, you spend, you struggle, and with every payment you make, you keep feeding the machine. Debt ensures that even when you are not working, you are still serving. You carry the weight of invisible chains that shape your decisions, your risks, your future. Marx warned that capitalism would perfect this illusion, that it would turn every human desire into a commodity. America has taken this to its peak. Here, even dreams have a price tag: want education, pay, want health. Pay, want dignity, pay. Even your time is bought and sold in pieces, traded as if your existence itself were a product on the market. This is not freedom. This is a marketplace where you are both the buyer and the bought, both the consumer and the consumed. Yet, if you can see this, if you can recognize that the chase is endless by design, then you can begin to break free. Freedom begins when you stop mistaking consumption for liberation. Freedom begins when you realize that ownership in this system is a myth, that everything you think you own owns you instead. The house ties you to the bank, the car ties you to the loan, the brand ties you to the image they sold you. Nothing here is truly yours, because the system cannot afford to let you be free. You are told to chase the American dream, but whose dream is it really? For the powerful it is profit. For you, it is exhaustion. From the time you are a child, the dream is planted in your mind like a seed. You are told that if you study hard, if you obey, if you climb the ladder, you will one day arrive at freedom, wealth, and respect. But as you grow, you discover that the ladder never ends. The steps keep multiplying, the climb grows heavier, and the peak remains out of sight. The dream you chase is not your own, it is theirs. It is designed to keep you moving, to keep you striving, to keep you feeding the very machine that exploits you. Karl Marx revealed long ago that society is divided not by chance but by design. There are those who own, and there are those who labor. There are those who give orders, and there are those who obey them. The so-called American dream does not bridge this divide. It reinforces it, because while you chase stability, the wealthy chase power. While you dream of comfort, they dream of control. And the truth is that their dream depends on your struggle. Without your labor, their profits collapse. Without your exhaustion, their power crumbles. Their dream is built on your sacrifice. Think about the life of the worker. Every day begins with an alarm clock, a race against time, a surrender of energy to tasks that enrich others. At the end of the day, what remains? Fatigue, bills, the fleeting thought that maybe tomorrow will be better. Now think about the life of the wealthy elite. Their days are not measured in hours but in ownership. They do not trade time for money. They make money from your time. They do not labor for wages. They collect profits from your labor. And yet you are told that you and they share the same dream. This is the great lie. The American dream is marketed as universal, but in truth it is selective. It dangles hope in front of the many while guaranteeing fulfillment only for the few. Look at the advertisements, the movies, the speeches of politicians. They all tell the same story: work hard and you can achieve anything. But reality tells a different story. Most work hard and remain trapped, while a minority profit endlessly from the system. The dream is not a promise, it is propaganda. It is the story that keeps the machine running, the myth that prevents rebellion, the illusion that silences dissatisfaction. And yet, deep down, people feel the truth. They feel it when they realize that 2 jobs are not enough to cover the rent. They feel it when they see debt consuming their future. They feel it when they watch corporations grow richer while their own lives become smaller. Exhaustion is not an accident. It is a condition deliberately imposed to weaken resistance. The tired cannot rebel. The struggling cannot organize. The desperate cannot imagine alternatives. And so the cycle continues, generation after generation, each believing the dream is within reach, each passing down the same illusion. Marx understood that the dream of the ruling class is not your dream. It is your distraction. It is the veil that hides the exploitation beneath. As long as you believe the dream belongs to you, you will never see who truly benefits from your labor. As long as you believe success is simply a matter of effort, you will never question why effort produces so little for the many and so much for the few. But awakening begins with the question, whose dream am I chasing? When you ask that, you begin to see the truth. You begin to recognize that the dream you were taught to worship was never meant for you. It was meant to keep you obedient, to keep you striving, to keep you exhausted. The moment you see this, you stop running after illusions and start reclaiming your own power. The moment you understand that the American dream is not universal, you begin to imagine a new dream not of profit and exhaustion, but of dignity and liberation.